Welcome to Revive and Prosper. We're on the pipe scenario. Quick overview of the map is we have some water in the bottom corner of the map here. We have an opening in the bottom right hand corner of the screen here that we could probably put some floodgates in, which should flood this ravine here and make water flow into this big pond, as well as a riverbed on the other side here that goes off the map. If we flood all that, that should give us a lot more area to grow trees and vegetables on. So we'll put that as one of our priority focuses. We have 6 mutants to start with. We can spawn golems for each one of those mutants for a total of 12 workers as our maximum workforce. So that's what we have to work with. First off, we're going to want to put down some carrot farms to make sure they have something to eat, as well as a water station so they have somewhere to drink. And then follow that up by a manual workstation so they can make planks and parts to build power sources and dam components. And then we'll get to these resources in the middle of the map here, the coal, iron, and copper. Goals of this scenario are in the top right of the screen: 50 water in a barrel, 40 carrots, and 40 cabbage soup, all delivered to this portal right here. So let's get our workforce going. Alright, so let's get them harvesting some trees. We'll set these trees to be cut down. They'll get to work chopping those down to give us some wood to work with. Then let's find a manual drinking station here and put down some water wells so they have somewhere to drink from. And then up here, let's look for a workshop to put down. That'll give them somewhere to build belts and wooden mechanisms, and probably, I think, dam components so that we can build the floodgates. But we'll need to cut a stairwell into the hillside here so that they can get up here. So that's kind of fun. They can just dig a set of steps out of there. Then we'll put some carrots down on this side along the bank here so that they have an initial food source. Whoa, meteor. So in easy mode, their meteor strike I think only happens once. It does catch everything on fire, burns everything down around it. I am in easy mode, so that way stuff won't burn. Like there'll be lightning strikes and stuff like that, but stuff won't catch fire because I'm in easy mode. Okay, the workshop's built. So it's got a couple different modes here. Fixed amount, I believe, is it'll make, you can set this to say 5 belts, it'll make 5 belts and stop producing. Endlessly is self-explanatory, it makes them forever. And storage count, I'm going to do storage count, I believe, so I can control how many I want of each item. So it'll basically make them till I have 5 in storage, and then it'll stop. So I'm going to do a couple wooden mechanisms. I'm not going to do barrels right now, but I am going to do dam components because I want to get that floodgates up and working. So that should be enough for now. I'm not going to do belts or barrels right now, but we will change them to do it later. We'll also need a manual sawing station. This one right here. This will provide them a place to make planks out of the wood that we've built. So we'll put that down right there for now. We can click on the main tab up here. While it's under construction, it has a construction tab. Shows how much wood it needs to be delivered to get it built. The main tab here, again, is basically the same setup. I'm going to do storage count. And we'll do 10 for now. Build a bonfire pit to cook some delicious carrot soup at. We're going to need some stones to construct that, so let's go select the stone here and harvest these. With the dam underway, it's already flooding my work area. The path over here is flooded already. They have one left to build here. I don't know if they can get to it or not, but we're going to have to move our drinking well here because it's already flooded. So I guess let's just move it up and station for now until it floods, and we'll keep moving up as it floods. And you can see it's already flooding the ravine here and starting to fill the pond, so good stuff. Checking the workshop, I see that we need, for dam components, we need planks and soil. We don't have any soil, so I've set an area up here for them. I'm going to start clearing off this shelf up here, make a little working area, and that'll give them some soil to work with. So we are going to harvest some of these trees and rocks and just start clearing out the area, and that'll give us some supplies to work with. And click on the shovel down here. If you hold down shift, you can clear out a large area at once. So what I'm thinking is if we can build a bridge across this gap here. And then over here, if we, I believe, so there's plank bridges here. We can go up to 3 spans that only require wood. The 4th one requires iron. So if we use the 3rd one here, I think we can get across here. Yep, so that way they'll can walk down this little ramp here at the bottom of the screen. And I think we can come over here and come all the way down this ledge here and build a floodgate over here to flood the rest of this area. So let's try that. So if we build a 2 high one right here and then a 3 high one next to it, we should be able to block these off entirely and flood this whole area. So it'll take them a while to build this, and we'll have to build some steps to get down to here, but it should do the job. If you look in the top left corner of the map, you can see the status of our mutants. They are all tired and thirsty. Tired, thirsty. This last one's tired, thirsty, and hungry. I'm not sure why they're thirsty, because I do have water down here, but maybe I need more spots on the map where they can drink. But we can definitely fix the tired problem. We probably should have built them a house a long time ago. But we'll build them a nice shed right in the center of the map here, so that way they can not have too far to walk no matter where they're at if they're tired. So look at that up and running. They are able to walk all the way down here, build some steps down the wall here, and then work on a second set of steps as well as this floodgates. So that should flood this whole area nicely. I opened up the valves over here. This was all built for us already. So it is, I have 2 sprinklers up and running. I like these valves. You can open and close them so they control which way the water goes. So I just have 2 of them operating right now to see if it can keep up. Looks like it's going to be fine, so I think we're going to move food growing operation as well as a tree growing operation over here so that we have a constant supply of food and lumber. Alright, we're on day 3. They're all sleeping now. I guess if I was up for 3 days working, I would be tired too. So they're all going to take a rest, get some, hopefully fix their tired problem, and we'll figure out the thirsty problem. Alright, I'm starting to set up the sprinklers area. I'm doing trees over here. I'm going to leave these center trees not set to be harvested. Choices over here are manual cut down and automatic replant, which if I leave that, they'll just keep growing. They won't be cut down unless I tell them to be, and that way they'll produce seeds. And these outer 6 ones I will set to automatically cut down and replant, so the center ones will provide seeds, the rest of them will be cut down automatically. Similar thing with the seeds here, you have choices. If you click wait for harvest for seeds, it won't harvest them until there's seeds available. So I will set 3 of these to do harvest with seeds. You can see it draws a white border around them so you know which ones are which. But that way we should always have seeds going. I don't know, we'll see if that's enough. Each one I think does 20 seeds. So it's quite a bit of seeds for what you get. Next thing up we're going to do is try to do the golem factory so that we have more workers. We're keeping our workers pretty busy right now, so let's see if we can build that. It's pretty big. I'm building a center map again, I think, just to eventually we'll probably want to automate this on future maps, bring in the materials automatically, but for starters, this will work just fine. So I'm going to try to set up a cooking operation over here. Let's see if they can pull water out of here. See if we can put in like a drinking well. Put a drinking well in there, that way they can get water. And let's put some cooking stations in. We'll set this one to make cabbage soup, this one to make carrot soup, and that way they can deliver it right to here. I don't know if this needs power now. Well, I guess we'll have to wait till they build it to see if it needs power. I'm going to set all these original carrot patches we built to automatic cut down and not replant. That way once they grow, they will be permanently taken down since we have the sprinkler system set up over there to build them. I wonder if I can do this. Yeah, so we can just drag and drop all of these. So there we go, that way they'll harvest them and then it'll be gone and we'll have our setup over here. The dam is complete. Keep an eye on it, see how it's flooding, but it looks like it's, I don't know if it's going to get higher or not, but it looks like it's close to flooding this level. But it's going down there and it's also come out the side here. So we've got water across the whole map now. Let's get some iron up and running. Looks like these automatic digging wheels require iron to be constructed. So let's put one on the coal over here. Put some belts down. Let's see if I can split this belt somehow. I'll deliver coal to here. Iron will come in over here. This furnace was here when we got here. All we gotta do is set it to the right. So there's a menu here. You can select what you want. We selected iron. We're gonna have to manually dig up some coal and iron to get it started. So we'll dig up that, and I guess we'll dig up some over here. So let's get to that. They'll come dig this up. Hopefully throw it in the furnace here, make some iron, and complete. We need 10 here and 10 here, then we should have iron semi-automated. It's time to get this production line fired up. I put a windmill here, set it to top priority. That'll hopefully get them delivering wood to here. This will make planks, and this will make wooden mechanisms. That way we can build power more easily across the map instead of relying on this to make planks and this to make wooden mechanisms, which is taking forever. Lightning storm starts in 1 hour. You can see in the top right of the screen. I have it set to easy mode, so there shouldn't be too much consequences from it. However, let's see what happens. Ends in 4 hours. Typically lightning strikes at the end of the thing and catches a whole bunch of stuff on fire. I think in builder mode, which is easy mode, nothing happens, but I tried it once with regular mode, but I didn't like it. It burned a lot of stuff down and it seemed very punishing for what it was. So for now, we're going to go with builder. So this belt pusher, you can set a filter on it and it'll push certain things. It works good for that, but it does not work good for splitting things, because then it will let coal through eventually once it backs up, but for now it's pushing everything over to the side, so not really what we need for now. So we're going to just put a second digging wheel in, hook up this, and we're going to have to spam these windmills because this takes like 150 power. And these things can at most put out 80, so 2 windmills basically per torque wheel, and I have 3 torque digging wheels, so plus all these belts, so we're going to need at least 8 or 9 windmills. Alright, let's get another digging wheel put down. Now since it's sitting half on copper or coal, half on soil, it will dig up both. So we'll have to set a filter on the export to only export coal, otherwise it'll have a mixed belt of soil and coal coming out, and then when it gets to the furnace it'll get all jammed up. So we just gotta run some belts over to the furnace now and get this up and running so that we can make copper. Next step would be to put down some power for the digging wheels. They use a lot of power, so I'll put down a whole bunch of them. The ones that are touching the belt don't need connected by torque rods because they automatically supply power to the belts, but these two are floating on the end here, so we'll have to put some torque rods in to connect the power so that it flows through the system. So that should do that. And that's completed. We'll put some extra windmills on the end there to get some additional power because it wasn't enough power in the network. You can see when we click on the belt here or on the windmill, the power goes up and down on the windmills. So sometimes it'll be plenty of power, other times it'll be not quite enough power. So kind of a fun mechanic, but it should be in production enough to get us going. So next up we got to put down a blacksmith so that we can make copper pipes. That'll get us able to hook up the barrel filler. We'll set that up in a minute. So the barrel filler over here needs pipes to hooked up to this water pump here so that we can fill barrels. We'll have to elevate it because it looks like the connection for the water barrel filler is up high. You can see on the portal here that I've already delivered the carrot and the cabbage soup. So that all that's left is the water barrel. So this is, the pipes can't sit float on the air, so I had to build platforms to put them on. And then once I get this hooked up, the water should flow from the pump over to the barrel filler. And then there's a torque rod running along those platforms that you can't really see, but it hooks up power from the windmills over to the barrel filler because it does require power. Now the barrels weren't being transported from the workshop. My guess is they were too heavy to be carried. So there is 5 sitting in inventory here, but I can't seem to get them out. So what I did was I just built another workshop over here. You can create belts out of the workshop. So that way once the barrels are built, we'll send an export on the workshop that only exports barrels on the belt. And that way, when the barrels are done, it'll go directly to the storage, which will go directly to the barrel filler. And that appears to be working. We're on our last few water barrels here. We have 2 or 3 left to deliver, and that should complete this campaign map. I think later I'll pick my favorite campaign map and build a giant factory on, but right now I just want to play through the campaign and learn the basics of the game. So that did it for this one. Hopefully we'll see you on the next map.